full, the revival.
Y'all know what this is. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brother, man. You guys know who he is, and that's Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets. Speak if you nasty now.
Let's go, people. Let's go.
Let's go. And shout out to our brother El Jefe. Unfortunately, he's on vacation. Well, fortunately, I should say.
Fortunately for him.
With the family, man, down. And, we're going to have to change the rich one title. We're going to have to change that one.
Yeah, he's fucking sipping on beers by the beach, bro. Come on.
Looks like an island, like his own island.
Too. He was up there.
Listen, man, he was in a gated community on his own island. I couldn't believe it. He had jet skis parked there. Must be nice there, El Jefe, with checks looking good from Revival. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe white jersey, blue jersey. I don't know, Hef. I ain't trying to count your pockets, but like you got some money, boss something. You know what I'm saying? But nah, shout out to my brother El Jefe, man. Couldn't be here. Shout out to him, man.
We're happy.
Of course, we'll be back next week, of course, to make things happen for you guys. But first, man, let's go around the room, man. Speed, how was your weekend, brother? What was going on?
Weekend was good, man. It was jam-packed, a lot of things going on. Went out for the Knicks game. Me and the wifey got out, my sister, so it was fun. We had a good time, went to a local bar. Celebrated 420. We had yourself a nice little night. And then Sunday, we got to watch the Rangers, both W's, to have a great weekend. The vibes are at an all-time high. Now I'm in full playoff mode, so I couldn't be happier. We got draft week this week. Like, I am literally on cloud nine right now, especially if the Rangers, who I will be updating you guys, they're all playing tonight. I know. Thank you guys all for coming out here tonight.
We know what we're up against right now.
Yes, we know what we're up against. We got some shit to work against. But hey, your boy's happy. E, how about you, man? How was your weekend and how was your week? Your last couple of days, man?
It was good, man. I mean, listen, every weekend I work, unfortunately, man. Working for the city of New York is trash. Don't do it, right? Don't do it, people. It's terrible. It's the worst contract you'll ever sign in your life. 25, 55. That's it. That's the only thing they give you, baby. That's it. You got 25 years sentence working for the New York City here. So, we'll let you guys know. Now, I was working, man. It was great, though. I got home just in time to watch the Knicks play. All that great stuff, man. But I did miss the Rangers' first game, but it's all right. And I missed it again. I don't. What the hell was we thinking doing this show today, Steve?
Hey, we're gonna wrap. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna update everybody on what's going on in this big week of New York sports, and then we're gonna get out there for that third period, hopefully, and and get a W.
I'm hoping, man. But let's go through this.
2-2 right now at the moment. We don't like
2-2.
We don't like that.
Shout out. Listen, we're going to win this thing. But first, man, let's go through the red hot Knicks, man. Right now, going 2-0 on the road. I believe back to Philly on the next game. Jalen Brunson, a little bit, but we're going to go through all of that stuff there. But let's talk about the entire cast collectively here, Speed. DiVincenzo, I can't even, because Hefe did that. I think he cursed me. Now I can't even say it now after I said it all day. DiVincenzo.
Just call him Devo. Just call him Devo. That's a lot easier.
DiVincenzo. Oh, my God. I'm so terrible. Devo out there, man. And of course, you got Josh Hart. And, of course, you got Deuce out there looking incredible, man. A team effort. You want to talk about Robinson. We can go through it as far as a team effort. So I just want to go through that and break that down a little bit first before we get to Brunson there. Let's just talk about that collective victory speed. And number one, are you surprised right now that this team is about 2-0 heading down to Philly at this point? Shout out, Seize the Moment. I see you in there, Philly fan. By the way.
What up, Seize? Yeah, we see you, Seize. All right, hey. Listen, I am not surprised that they're up 2-0. I predicted the Knicks in 7. I thought it was going to be a tight battle the whole time. This series could very easily be 1-1 at the very least, if not 2-0 Sixers. They had the lead in both games pretty late into the game. So it's been everything I thought it was going to be. It's been a scrap. Embiid and Maxey are doing their thing. What I do find different and what I'm surprised about is the Knicks are up 2-0 with their best player, like we said, Brunson, not even playing his best ball right now. I think he's like 16 for like 60 almost. He's not shooting the ball. He's 2 for 12 from 3. This is very.
He hit it when it count, though. Keep cooking.
He hit one when it counted. and that's all that matters. But so what I find, there's two sides of the coin, right? Like is Brunson going to get it going here, or like they're doing what they're doing right now without Brunson, so that's like positive, right? Like there's two sides of the coin here, but it's so tight. I think it's going to be tight throughout. But the Knicks are up 2-0, baby. That's all that fucking matters. And the Rangers are up 3-2 because they just fucking scored a goal. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's why I like to hit the applause button.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Like, what side of the coin are you on? Are you worried that these games have been tight and the Knicks have been down, or do you find it positive that it's been tight without Brunson doing well, and they're still up 2-0?
I'll tell you this, man. It's a bright side, right? Because the one thing we thought is that it's going to be a Brunson game no matter what. Even Philly went into there was like, yo, we got to guard Brunson. We got to shut him down and let the other guys score. Yes, we got to make sure leave Josh Hart alone because he ain't going to hit those shots. Guess who's stepping up? The entire team. So the Knicks knew that Philly was going to have this game plan because they played them in the middle of the season before, and they had that same game plan as well. Shut down Josh Hart, let the other guys excel. And the other guys are excelling at this. So to be 2-0 right now with them shutting down Jalen Brunson at this point, you got to tip your hat to this Knicks team. You got to be like, oh, shoot, what is this Nova Knicks here? What is this new Knicks, this regime that we got going on that the rest of the players can actually step up, what some people will call role players, right? Some people are like, yo, these role, which they are. Don't get me. We understand. We understand.
They are. You need role players, though.
And we need those. You know what I mean? But the fact that they're stepping up at this height and this magnitude and at 2-0 going into Philly, guys, you got to tip your hat off to this team. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh Hart's hitting those buckets that they didn't expect him to hit. After a while, you're going to be like, yo, we need to put some money on Josh Hart. Him. You got to guard him. What about Deuce? You know what I mean? Coming in and also doing his thing too. You know what I mean? What about my man DiVincenzo? I said that right this time. I think I said
you got it. You got it. You're on it. Off
and doing what he got it. Like, come on, like, dude, it was just incredible how these guys are stepping up.
Fucking stepped up huge last night.
Look at Robinson. Look at Robinson coming up. Listen, to look at this team and actually see them collectively win is just not one star as far as Jalen Brunson. And we'll get to him in a second. But it's just not one star. And you're seeing them step up, man. And it's just incredible how this team is winning together, man. You can't. I mean, this is the best time to be a Knicks fan, to see this thing go down in the playoffs how it is. Just remember last time, 2 years, 3 years ago, whatever the case was, when they were in the playoffs, you see, it was just a Julius Randle show. He had to have the ball. He had to score. He had to do. It's none of that. This is a team effort, and you love to see that, man, coming out there and the Knicks doing their thing, man. So I'm excited.
Let me say this too. Like Maxey and Embiid have been getting theirs. They've been scoring like 60 points combined per game. So it's like they're going to get theirs. It's like, where do you see the Sixers getting that much better? Since their two players are doing what they're supposed to do already. So the Knicks, their best player hasn't really been doing what they're supposed to do. So the Knicks still have another level to get to. And there's this thought process that, like role players are much better when they're at home because they feed off the crowd, whatever. Okay. So if that's the case and the role player is not as good on the road, then hey, Star's coming back. The Star's going to carry them on the road, and all they got to do now is steal one. They got to steal one in Philly, right? You win that third game. Right. You win that third game, and then you have the ability to close. You have two more shots to close it out at home after that, and that's what you want to put yourself in a position to do, right? You steal back. So right now we have home court advantage, and until we beat the Sixers in Philly, they get the home court advantage, and it goes back and forth the whole time. So you just got to steal one, and you just hope that Brunson game is coming, right? You just got to hope that Brunson game's coming.
And let's talk about it, Speed, because
so hold on.
Let's get to the super.
Super chat. Hey, he says, make sure you give my donation to the ref because for the game 2 services. Listen,
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
We will.
Go ahead, Speed. Go ahead.
Speed. No. We're gonna talk. You keep going. What were you about to say?
No, listen. I just want to say this, man. And C's, I got you. I don't know.
You want to talk about the refs? You want to talk about this because I have a lot to say about
let's do it. The fact that C's threw that out there, and then we'll talk about Jalen Brunson in a second. But you want to talk about crybabies? All right, you want to talk about Philly crybabies right here, and even LeBron James crybabies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
my
listen,
God,
let me tell
cry
you
more.
one thing. And Cease, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, brother. I was gonna put the link out. I didn't discuss it with Speed, so forgive me. We were gonna put the link out and have some of the people come up here and talk a little bit. So if anything, I'll shoot you a DM, Cease. But I'll tell you this, man. In the playoffs, there should be no calls. The way, like those ticky tack fouls y'all thought y'all was getting shouldn't have been called in the playoffs. These are
Come
the
on, bro.
playoffs. What do you expect to
Yes.
happen in the playoffs, Cease? Those were little ticky tack. Like what? Like if you really play it back,
He
when the
wasn't
guy
getting
threw
mauled,
himself
right?
on the floor. I forget who threw himself on the floor. Philly. I forget who it was when he was
It was
when they were trying to
Maxey.
get the rebound.
Maxey.
Maxey.
Yep.
Just he literally threw himself on the floor. Look at the slow mo. It's all over the freaking Twitter. Let me tell you, man. If they would have called that, I'd have lost my mind. Sees, guess what? It's the loss, bro. You know what it feels like. It's like being a Giants fan. Like he was just like, no, we just lost. The ball didn't bounce our way. Guess what? The ball didn't bounce Philly's way. This is what it is. This is what it is. The refs did their job, and shout out to the refs. And let me tell you this other thing too, Speed. You know they filed a grievance, Philly, right?
Oh yeah, they sure did.
Let me get your thoughts on that. The crybaby freaking. Let me get your thoughts on that, man.
We're gonna send C's the link because he's angry. He's angry. He wants to get at us.
Come on in. Come on in, brother.
I'm gonna send you the link, C's. But
you can put it out.
listen,
you can put it out. They might want to.
Yeah, let's put it out. Listen,
we'll
we're gonna try and get people in here today.
Yeah, we'll do that today.
Here's the deal. Playoff basketball is different from regular season basketball, as you said, especially so in the last 2 minutes of a game. What do we always say? The common theme is let the players decide the game, right? You don't want the refs to decide the game. But we hate it when the refs decide the game. But when it goes against your team, then you get a little salty, right? You get a little salty because it goes. But listen, the fouls, the free throws were 23-22, Knicks to Sixers, pretty much dead even. You could say that maybe the Sixers fans are saying it should have been more lopsided. The Sixers should have they didn't get more calls. All right, listen, you want more calls, fine. Brunson was getting
what was the free throws?
23-22, Knicks to Sixers. It was pretty much dead even. So there's a lot of fouls that they weren't called on Jalen Brunson either. It works both ways, and it just is what it is. I don't want. All you have to do, listen, box Hartenstein out, and you guys get the W. That's what it really comes down to. That's what it comes down to. If Hartenstein wanted it more, he wanted it more, and I'm sorry, but Pete, so that's a big thing. The bench for the Knicks has been stepping up a little bit more than the Sixers. That's a big point in this series, and I don't know if it's ever going to come around. We'll see.
So, guys, if you guys don't see in the chat, there is a link to the show. Hit the link, man. Come on up. Come talk to us.
Speaking of the link,
let's have some fun.
Should we bring him up? Let's see what C's got to say.
Speaking of the link, let's bring C's.
Let's see what C's got to say.
C's the moment is in the building. If you guys don't know, he is one of the OGs that comes on and does his thing, especially during the people's mock draft. C's, my brother. What's going on? I'm shocked you're a Philly fan, C's, number one.
I'm from down this way, so I have to rep what I rep.
That's fair.
Honestly, love you guys a lot. It's been great going back and forth because watching y'all tweet live during the game has been like awesome.
Might be a little help.
It's literally been like having like my high school friend sitting right next to me as I'm watching the game, right? And I'm like literally like watching y'all tweet, and I'm like,
it's like we're right there with you talking that shit.
Some of them, and I'm like, literally, honestly.
What's your thoughts, C's? What?
I'll give it to you for real. I love basketball, and I'll be as completely honest and as transparent.
Please do.
Yeah.
Game one, you guys came out, you guys took it to us, more heart, more hustle. Listen, what you guys did on the boards was phenomenal. Yeah. I got to be completely honest with you. I didn't expect that. And I didn't think that would be one of the keys to you guys winning, right? But you guys cleaned the glass so well that I literally was like, wow, okay. Like, that's their way. They're going to grit and grind this thing out.
Right. That's what it is.
You remember Thibodeau from Chicago all those years. Like, that's like his MO, but it kind of, not to say that it runs out, but like he really does grind his guys to a point where,
for sure,
after a while, right? So I'm really hoping, and this is my honest opinion, and I'll get to game 2 in a second, but I'm really hoping that we can get to game 7.
Yeah.
Because I think that if we get to game 7, we're going to see. Don't get me wrong, it's at the Garden, and we're not going to get a whistle. We already know that. We already know that, gentlemen. We're not getting them. We're not getting. But that's okay, right? I think glass half full. I think you said it the best. Is like, we're not gonna get those calls, and I would just want to see the game. And I'll be honest, game 2 I felt was slanted. Even though you guys talked about the foul discrepancy and the foul shooting discrepancy, that certain calls, when they're made, can either stop a run, start a run, or slow down momentum, right? And I really felt that in game 2, although the fouls discrepancy was really, really, close. I don't know what you quoted just a minute ago before I hopped on, but like, I felt like a lot of those times it was like, man, like Brunson got the little and one from the back and he put it in, and I'm like, my man Maxey went down, he did the same thing, no call. Right. So like, I would love to, if you're gonna call that, call it both ways. I don't care what you call in the game. You want it to be a prison fight out there and no calls, then don't call any fouls on either side. But you have to call certain fouls, right? And I read what the league put out today, and I was a little like, whatever, man. Like, that didn't help.
Right, what are you gonna do? Yeah, what does that mean?
Didn't help us. They got the win. But I still say this as honest as possible. Like, I still like our chances against y'all. I do. Like,
I hear you.
And I'm not.
Can I give you a quick timeout? Yeah. It's 4-2 Rangers. It's 4-2 Rangers. No big deal.
Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead.
Sorry, C's. I have to update the people.
I like that.
I have to update people. It's still a series. This series, I've been saying it should be 1-1 right now. It should be at the very least 1-1. It could be 0-2. It could be 0-2 the other way. It could have very easily been that. I know you said the Knicks, it was a little bit more dominating fashion than game 1, but you guys had game 2 in a bag, and it took a Reggie Miller-esque last.
That was,
that was the. You got to admit, as a basketball fan, that was something otherworldly. You hate to see it happen to you, obviously, but it's like one of those things you're never going to forget that moment now. For better or worse, just like Knicks fans are never going to forget the Miller 2 threes at the it sucks when it happens to you.
I mean, Vibes, when you put out a tweet, I think you put out a tweet right as Maxey hit that dagger to go up 4. And I literally was like, I can't wait for my tweets. I can't wait for my.
You are set to go.
I was looking for stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking for stuff, and I was tagging the Revival because I told you I wanted this.
You're chomping the bit, baby. You're chomping.
I know.
I was like, oh, this is about to be it. And then, literally, I was like, hold on.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And then I watched Kyle Lowry, and I said this to another friend of mine. I said, this game, it's a moot point about whether or not Maxey gets fouled or not. If Kyle Lowry hits 2 of 2 foul shots,
that's game.
If he hits 2 foul shots, that's game, right? Yep. So I know I talked about the refs and I laugh and I joke about it a lot, but if Kyle Lowry hits both of those foul shots, you guys don't win the game. You just don't. So I mean, in reality, what I like to say that it should be 1-1. Absolutely, it's not. No one's lost yet until you lose at home. Facts. We have to win a game at the Garden, which, in all honesty, like, we got to walk through some stuff as a team for Philly, right? Because we watched the Kawhi Leonard bounce. That didn't go our way. We watched Ben Simmons pass the ball underneath the net one year. That didn't go our way.
Now you got the Brunson bounce.
Yeah.
Rich. He coming at you. Hey, listen, you get bounces throughout the playoffs, right? And sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. just like in any sport. Like right now, the Knicks have been getting them. They got the bounces. All it takes is one game to swing the momentum back your way. Game 3, you guys win it. It's a new series right off the bat there. So this thing is very much in a balance. They played tight all year long. They played. I personally, I'm of the fact of let them play, man. These are two defensive teams that I think they played the lowest scoring NBA game this season. Like early in the season, it was like 79-73 or something like that. The final score. So these two teams are going to scrap, man. It is what it is.
Defense.
Right. And Embiid's been getting his. Maxi's been getting his. You guys have been shutting down Brunson, so it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see how it swings.
I just want to know if you guys are going to continue to follow that game plan of just shutting down Brunson and letting everybody else score, because it seems like it's been working. Kind of, not to say against you, you know what I mean? But, it's just like, what are you going to do with the Josh Harts of the world that's just continue to step up at this point? You know what I mean? So, and don't get me wrong. I think if Joel Embiid was 100%, it'll be a way tougher game than what the hell it is right now. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. I
obviously recognize you guys are missing Julius Randle, like obviously big piece of the puzzle, right? I just look at it like from an aspect of when you look at both rosters, right, and you line them up pound for pound, who's the best player on the court? It's Joel Embiid. I hate to say
best player in the league, arguably. So yeah,
one of them. Yeah,
what is Joel Embiid?
Titans.
Because Joel Embiid on one leg is really fucking good.
Yeah. Dude, that knee is being held together by fucking duct tape and bubblegum. And I don't know how they're just like, get him back out there. And he just so smooth. Turn around,
you see how swollen that knee looks? Like if you see him on the bench and he put both his feet together, that knee is huge. And I'm like, how is he out there? Like,
I gotta give Joel some credit there, man. He has gotten it out.
He just got 100%. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, we're winning, and I really want Joel to be 100%. But it's spooky that he's playing the way he's playing now on one leg. It's spooky. It really, really is. So I ain't gonna lie.
When we've been going back and forth on Twitter and talking and stuff, I mean, honestly, you guys have done a heck of a job, right, in shutting down Batum, Tobias Harris, all of our guys that usually come off the bench and give us, anywhere between 8 and 14 points, right? That's usually
they're not getting shit right now.
I mean, that's been the margin, right? And I mean, you guys have really, really like kind of sort of opened up that margin off of the bench, whether it's been McBride. I even tweeted out, who the hell is this kid? Like
Deuce, baby.
Deuce.
And I mean, like even Hartenstein, right? He had 14 big points, right? I know we talked about that rebound that he got, which is great. But those 14 little baby jump hooks,
the little floaters,
the paint, they're like momentum like swingers, because like as soon as we were trying to break to 14 points at one point, here comes Hartenstein, bang, and it's back down to 8. And so like for him to get those points, and then you guys get big minutes from Mitchell Robinson, like there's some waves that you guys have that, and the other cat, the cat that's bald.
You talk about
Bogdanovich.
Bogey, baby. Yes. Dude, he was hitting those threes from deep. That again, momentum changing plays at that point. It was like you felt it. You felt it turning, and Bogey just came off the bench. They seem to be getting more of their bench than the Sixers have, man. Batum, he gave it to you guys in that playing game, but he has been kind of invisible since.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris, you guys gotta get that motherfucker off the team, man. He is just an absolute anchor, man. An anchor.
Guess what? We'll send him to New York.
No.
We're good.
See, we appreciate you for coming on, my man.
Brother.
I love you. We'll be talking some shit through the next couple of days. That's for sure.
Yeah. I hope you see us Thursday, because we're going live Thursday and we got some special guests and etc. lined up. So hopefully we see you Thursday.
Big
a
night,
double banger, right? Because you got the
double
draft.
banger.
Oh yeah, double banger. Oh yeah, and we're off location. Me and Speed will be recording together for the first time, I believe. So it's gonna be fire, man.
Vibes, that sounds like some CIA stuff. We're off location.
Oh yeah. It's a private little draft joint. It's nice, got hooked up. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be dope, man. C's, I appreciate you, brother.
You guys, I always loved hopping on talking sports.
Same,
and
man. Same. I gotta get you back on quick.
Now, I'm tweeting my heart out Thursday. I'm telling y'all that right now.
I got you.
Oh man,
I'll be prepared, brother.
Peace, my
See you on the
man.
next one, brother. Peace. I love C's,
That was
man.
good.
I love
That was
C's.
good.
He's a
Yeah,
great
we always have good conversations with
I love
with us.
C's, man.
All right, so listen, just an update here on the Blue Shirts. They're up 4-2, going to the third period. They just like we assumed.
Yo, you know what's something
stranglehold.
crazy? You know what's
What's
something
up?
crazy? Like when C's is in the chat, he actually paid more to like give me the link to make sure it lit up a different color. Shout out my God, C's. I love him.
Speaking about different colors.
Oh,
Ring
dude.
it, baby.
So
there she is, the weekly. Precious, we love you. Precious, we love you.
We love you.
I think like I keep saying this, one of these days we gotta have a party at your place. I gotta be down there. Precious gotta be there. We gotta meet and hug it out so I can meet her for real.
This summer is the perfect opportunity, man. Let's make sure
I think so. Sure. You meet my sister, I meet your sister. We got to meet the fans. This is what has to happen.
We definitely got to make it happen. You know, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. We're gonna set that up this summer. I promise you that. So definitely.
And also, it's always fuck Tom Wilson. If you don't know, Tom Wilson is just a cheap shot and dirtbag from Washington. Always has been. Always, he's always just that guy. He's a pest, and fuck him because that's who he is. And listen, he's trying. Jerry, I hear you. He's trying to get under the skin of the Rangers.
Wait, but who's our new enforcer? Is it
they got nothing else.
Is it Ron got new enforcer at this point? So
but here's the thing about the playoffs: if you do the enforcement thing, you're out of the game. We can't lose anybody. So you can't be. That's why. If you notice, there's usually never scraps in the playoffs because nobody wants to leave the game at that point.
I've noticed.
But there's a lot of chippiness in this series, and it's getting chippy. And it's going to keep getting chippier if we keep getting, if it's 2-0 Rangers. They're going to just keep trying to do whatever they can to get under their Yep. So listen, Rangers up 2-0. Let's close it down here. I want perfect 4-0 Knicks Rangers after their MSG, and then we're going to the other places.
The bid's growing now, guys. If you don't know, man, we decided to do something crazy like we always do when New York sports team starts to win. Like if the Giants win challenge, which that was incredible. We would love to do that again. Shout out to everybody that participated. But we actually thought to grow our facial hairs in. We'll keep it shaped up nice, but it's gonna get real long. The longer they win in the playoffs, we're going to keep growing this bad boy the hell out and have a good time. So let's do that, man. If you guys want to join in and show us something crazy, the Revivalists, man, we love you guys to come in and actually join us do it. So
wait, one more topic before we move on for the Knicks. I got to ask you this because this has been a little lightning rod topic across New York Twitter and just Twitter in general. So our boy Jordan Ronan fucking
shout out Jordan.
was giving Knicks fans shit for celebrating in the streets after that Game 1 victory.
Okay.
Now, if you know the New York fan base, I don't know. In my opinion, I wasn't even a Knicks fan. I admittedly not a Knicks fan before the last couple of years, but I know the shit that they've gone through. It's been since 1973. They're starving for a fucking victory. So Knicks fans, especially this generation, they're getting after it after every win. Every win is like a finals win to them. I, for one, let them rip, man. Let it rip in the streets. I don't care. Celebrate because there's no telling when you're going to be at a game, first of all, while you're at the game next. And there's no telling when you're going to be back in the playoffs next. So let it rip. Let them have fun, man. Fuck everybody that's saying, you guys act like you've been there before. They haven't been there before. This is it. This is it, man. Come on.
Speed, you said everything I was going to say. You don't know when you're getting back in there. 1973. I preached this thing last pod, right? 1973, Speed, you said it. We haven't won a championship since then. You get what I'm saying?
I did it again.
What is this, man? What is
I'm trying to talk to Monty over here. I'm trying to say what's up to Monty, and I don't
Shut up, Monty. But no, 1973, right? That's the last time the Knicks won a championship. So, and since then, it's just been poverty franchise, right? I mean, you got some playoffs here and there, some glimmer of light. So when we get to this level, as far as being in the playoffs, because we could get in there and just have a drought. We've seen this before. Why not celebrate the good times? Go on the streets, do your thing, have a good time. They're not hurting nobody. They're not flipping no cars over like they do in Philly. Seize the moment. All right, they're not doing any of that over there in Philly, like they do in Philly. These guys are just taking over, having a good time.
They're just having a good time.
That's it, man. You don't know when we're gonna get back, especially being 2-0 in a series. The last time the Knicks been 2-0, you tell me. You tell me.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I honestly don't.
Exactly. Like, that's the point.
I don't honestly know.
So you want to go in there and have a good time, yo, Knicks fans. Go 8th Avenue. Go freaking drive the 8th or 7th. Damn, I even forget. I work there every freaking time. But yes, go up and down and go flood them streets of 8th Avenue and have a good time, man. You get what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. No, I'm not mad at it. Knicks fans, do your thing, man. You never know when we get back to this position.
Agreed.
Let's hope we take it all the way to the finals, God willing, and really celebrate, man, and just put it in people's faces like, yo, this is what it's about. This is New York, baby. This is what we about. Welcome to New York. Why we acting brand new to New York? It's New York. You know what I'm saying?
But let's talk about somebody that has been there before, okay? My New York fucking Rangers. My New York Rangers. Let's shift gears here. The New York Rangers are they took care of business game one, right? They're playing a Caps team that they're more experienced than. They have a better coach than. They are more talented than. This Caps team had, so just so you know, they do goal differential throughout the season, right? Like,
right.
And most good teams are like plus 50, plus some plus 100, whatever. The Caps goal differential is minus 37. So they've been scored on 37 more times than they have goals against themselves. That's one of the worst teams in the playoffs since the 90s to ever be in the playoffs. They've snuck in, and it's time for the Rangers to take care of.
They got to dominate
business in less than 6 games. It's got to be 5 games or less at this point. Let's go. They just got to dominate, and the reason being is if you want to be playing to middle of June, you need to find rest somewhere, right? You can't be going 7 games every damn series. And this is a perfect example, like a lamb being a sacrificial lamb being fed to the T-Rex at Jurassic Park. You need to just fucking shred that thing and eat it. And you got to eat. They just got to eat, man. And I think that they're going to. They took care of business. The only goal for the Caps in the first game was a double skate, knocked off 2 skates and went in. Lucky goal. Caps have been holding tough in the second game, but it's 4-2. It's 4-2 right now. Like, let's take care of business, close it out. I don't know what your thoughts are on a situation, but I think they just gotta fucking wrap it up and take care of business. Foot in the throat.
No, listen, man. Let me tell you, man. When it comes to the Rangers, they had the best record in the league, right? So at this point, you got to play what your record said it is at this point, right? So if you are the best team in the league, then you need to go out there and show the team like the Capitals that you are the best team. You need a clean sweep here. Go get your rest and let's start on that second round. No, listen, it can happen. Don't get it twisted. A sweep can happen. Look, they're up 4. They're up 2-4 right now, and I think they're going to close out this game with a victory. Anybody else that thinks it's kind of crazy. I don't care what they're going to go back to Washington and they're going to win. Let's be honest. Come on, listen.
Let's go.
But right now, they don't need them to have not one game. The Rangers need a sweep. Show them you are the best team, and what that does is actually put the other teams on notice in the playoffs. Like, this is them. Oh, they are who they said they are at this point. You get what I'm saying? So the Rangers need to go out there and take care of business. Don't play around. This is the perfect opportunity to show the league that you want the cup and you want it this year. We've seen this 2 years ago when you guys were taking it to Game 7, and then you got gassed by the 3rd round with the lightning bolts. Help me out.
No, lightning. You're right.
Lightning
guys. Tampa Lightning.
Tampa Lightning. We've seen that. We've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong, Speed. I'm going off memory.
No, you're right. You're 100% right on that.
We've seen those guys go up against them, and you guys were gassed.
Well, that also, we weren't supposed to be there. That was like a fun ride. It was like whatever happened after the first round. But now we're supposed to be here.
And Speed, I think they were supposed to be there at that position too. That team was playing amazing.
Yeah,
I think that was that the year he won the Vezina, Igor?
Yes, Igor was playing, but everybody just got on the map at that point. It was all the young guys just starting getting on the map.
They are the team that they are now. They just added a couple more pieces.
Now we're hardened.
We knew these guys could be capable of being the best in the league with the proper coaching. Well, that's another subject. But now that you got the coaching that actually has 2 championships and know what it is to be in this position, go put your foot on some of these people's necks, especially the Capitals.
100%.
You know what I mean? Especially those guys. Those guys shouldn't even be there. Got the worst differential in the league. Like you just said it, Speed. Like these guys should not be there at this point. So again, man, Rangers, you need a clean sweep. Go get your rest, start off round 2, and take the cup, man. Like it's it. Let the people know you are who you are. That's it.
And let's just talk about they had what you need in the playoffs is your fourth line. Your other lines to step up, right? Like so, who scores the first fucking goal of the playoffs for the Rangers? Matt Rempe, the enforcer, the people's champ. The guy that's the fighter. Nobody had Rempe scoring the first goal in their bingo card. Nobody.
No.
But this guy just as soon as he scored the goal, it was on. It was on after that. The crowd just was lit up. And again, there's nothing like a sport like one of our teams at MSG playing well in the playoffs. Like there's nothing like the Garden blowing up, man. And it's just been the roof has been coming off every game so far, and it's continuing. And I think what's going to happen, these two teams are going to just fucking vibe off each other, dude. If the longer and longer this goes on, and the longer into the summer it goes on, they're just going to keep fucking vibing. Nobody's going to want to lose. They don't want to be the first team to lose the championship. The vibes are going to be so high in the city. I'm just so looking forward to this, man. I'm so looking forward. Both teams have the coaching. They have the players. They have the stars. They're right there. They're right there.
And listen, as I said it before too, right? When New York like playoffs is like happens in the New, it's just great for the sport.
It's better for the league. Both leagues.
Better for the leagues, for everything. When New York's in the playoffs, like you guys seen it. The marketing, we market ourselves out in New York. You know what I mean? Like, what more do you need? You see how electric the Mecca is. It's the Mecca for a reason in sports, guys. You know what I'm saying? So when New York is just buzzing and in the playoffs, it just makes the league even better, man. So I'm just excited for this ride. I'm excited for the city. New York needs this, man. We haven't seen a championship in God knows how long, since 2011. I think the last time the Giants actually bought a championship down at Canyon of Heroes again, by the way. You get what I'm saying? But
I'm never missing, by the way. I'm never missing another.
I'm never missing a parade ever again. No, nope. I missed them, Speed.
I know, me too. I'm shameful because the second, especially the second one, I just didn't go because I didn't have anybody to go with it. I don't even give a shit. First of all, we're going as a trio, but absolutely. I don't give a shit if it's just me driving my car. I am getting to the next parade because you never know when you're going to get another one. You just never totally agree. Know.
And you know what? Yeah. And I was taking it for granted. You know, Speed. I was like, 2007, we'll get another one. We got another one. I'm like, we're going to keep this going. No, it didn't happen. You get what I'm saying? So
we're going to that shit.
I'm going to next parade, hockey, baseball, whatever.
Everybody, Precious coming with us. Let's go.
Everyone gonna be there. We going. We definitely going. So for sure, man. We gotta make it to a parade, man. Like New York needs to be up.
We gotta have one first. Gotta have one.
Yeah, it's true. But look at even to get to my point again. Even when the Giants won the playoffs 2 years ago, right? The city was buzzing. So now just imagine it now. It's exploding. So it's just great to have two teams coming in here representing the city, man. And one of them got to bring it home. One of them got to bring it home. If not, I'll take
so the betting favorite right now. Yeah, the betting favorite of the Rangers. Like, obviously they're the best team in their league. Listen, there's nobody in the East for the Knicks that are scaring me right now. There's nobody other than Boston. But you put yourself in a position to play them in the Eastern Conference Finals now by getting that second seed. Everybody's like, you have to play Philly. The other side is, you don't have to play them till later on. Now the Rangers
take care of what you got to take care of.
That's it. Yeah, the Rangers. Everybody's got to take care of business.
We're good.
Yep,
we're good.
Everybody's got to take care of business. Yeah. So but who didn't take care of business though? We hate to say it. Because they're also a New York team, and we have to talk about them. The Islanders. The poor Islanders. They were up 3-0 against the Hurricanes, and they fucking choked. They choked so hard, and we needed the Islanders to put up a fight.
They choked so hard.
Yeah. So we needed them to put up a fight against the Hurricanes to wear them down, right? You want all these good teams to go a couple of games. And they were up 3-0. I was like, okay, they're going to be at least win a game in this series, go back 1-1 to New York. They choked big time, man, and you hate to see it. You hate to see a New York team. But, it's also good to see because Yeah, fuck the Islanders.
Now, listen, I know there's a topic we didn't discuss, and that's Jalen Brunson. Before I get to some Giant news here, guys, are you nervous, Speed, the way Jalen Brunson is playing? I mean, he hasn't been good throughout this in playoffs. Everyone chants MVP, which rightfully so. He should get some votes, especially during the regular season. But is this an MVP type of level? The fact that he's not doing what he has to do at this point?
Well, the thing that scares me is that, the way that Brunson has been played all year round, you worry about fatigue. You worry about fatigue and him wearing down because you carried your team to the playoffs 82 fucking games, and I feel like he didn't miss a minute of any of the 82. Like he's been on the court nonstop, and that fear here is that a guy that's a little bit shorter in stature. He begins to wear down towards the end of the season. I hope that's not the case. Let's get that out of the way. I hope that's not the case. I think, listen, Philly's a tough defensive team. They could throw some big bodies at him at any point. So I think that what's happening now is it's a tough matchup. They're focusing on him. And you know what? He's not a zero. He's not a zero. He's still passing the ball. He's still getting rebounds. He's still facilitating. He's still getting to the line. Even at his worst right now, he's put up 24 and 22. So it's that's Jalen being off. Now you're 2 from 12 from 3. You're about 16 for 50. I think it is 55. Overall, it's the numbers are not great. I love that everybody else is stepping up though. Now you have to, like you said earlier in the show, you have to account for these other guys, and hopefully that opens up things for Brunson at some point too. I still have faith he'll come around. Now for Game 5, Game 6, and he's still like this, the panic meter starts to go up. Right now, it's still very low for me. I don't know. What about you?
I'm going to say the same thing, man. I think it's extremely low. Like, listen, Jalen Brunson has been on fire the entire year, right?
Yeah.
Some of these games are kind of due. I hate to say it that way. You know what I mean? But when you start looking at somebody like that's on fire and et cetera, they're going to have an off day. And especially the amount of games and minutes that he played, right? So these days are going to come. It's just a matter of, you said, if it's continuing the entire series to where it's costing them games, then you want to be like, yo, I'm a little concerned. What's going on there? Is he right? Like, maybe they're just locking them up really good. You know what I mean? But like you said, Speed, they're focusing on Jalen Brunson. They want those other guys to beat them. And the fact that they're stepping up and still winning games shows you they got to change and tweak that game plan a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At this point,
absolutely, bro.
The way our game plan is, we're going to let Maxey, we're going to let LMB go off. But we're going to box out, make sure we get these offensive rebounds to give our guys another chance to either shoot it behind the arc or if we can get some more points to tap in the paint. So at 100%. This point, man, hey, I think he's just off a little bit. I think the defensive strategy that they have on him, it's working as well. So I got to tip my hat off to Philly as well. But I'm not worried about Brunson at all. I think in the next series, once they decide, please win this thing.
please just keep going.
I think the next series, man, he's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be unstoppable force. But just imagine if he comes
all about
alive.
Matchups.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it's about. But imagine if he comes alive and still finds his rhythm now down in Philly. Oh, my God. Spooky hours.
Yes,
spooky
sir.
Hours.
The sky's the limit if that happens.
I'll tell you that. But let me tell you this, man. Couple of things we want to kind of talk about, man, and this is a topic that is very sensitive, so I'm gonna handle it with kid gloves. But the reason why the topic is in there because Speed, you actually wanted something to say. But of course, unfortunately, one of our New York Giant players, man, Darren Waller, and his wife, unfortunately, is going through a public breakup, man. And some of the comments is kind of rubbing me the wrong way. I'll address that from my point of view. But Speed, man, just give us your thoughts, man. Does this kind of make sense as far as what he's going through, as far as retiring and etc.? Does everything kind of falls into place where you're like, okay, I kind of get it? Is this your aha moment to what's going on with Darren Waller?
It checks out. There was a report today that from Pretty Ricky, who is this guy that's been kind of like dropping all these, Pretty Ricky. He's been
heard of Pretty Ricky.
But he drops the tidbit that the Giants have been trying to get in touch with him basically all season long. He's kind of been MIA, and we know Waller has his past. And it's kind of scary. And let me say this for one because I kind of messed up earlier this week. I tweeted something early. I've been kind of harsh against Waller. I've been like, listen. If you're going back and forth about retirement, just fucking retire already. Like I've kind of like, if your mind's not fully into football, it's hard to be a football player. That was my gist. And it seems like Waller has been going through some shit. And I kind of mentioned like, hey, does this have anything to do with the draft? And that's on me because there are bigger things afoot. And I shouldn't be presumptuous that these guys are all fucking humans. They obviously got shit going on outside of football. And I kind of took it to a place where it shouldn't have gone. I kind of like, you could have insinuated, maybe I insinuated that like maybe Jones was part of the problem. Maybe he just didn't want to play with Jones, which is kind of fucked up on my part. I hand up, I kind of messed up on that sense. But listen, it comes out today. His wife put out a tweet that, it was not a harsh tweet. It was a tough tweet to read. There's definitely been some issues going on with them two. And it seems like the breakup's inevitable at this point. And with what Pretty Ricky said about, that he's been hard to get in touch with, and all this stuff, that tweet that comes out, everything combined right now, it's starting to look like there's some serious issues going on with Waller and his mind's, elsewhere. Hopefully he's not getting into the stuff that he's had troubles with earlier on in his life. So we wish I wish personally nothing but the best from him. I will no longer be presumptuous about, because it's not a laughing matter when people's lives are, at risk and there's other shit going on in their lives. So I hope he's all right. I truly do think, Waller, if you're having a tough time, you shouldn't step away. Your life and your mental health is way more important than football, and I hope he gets that part right. That's all I'll say. E, what you got, man?
Oh no, listen, man. I echo the same thing, right? Let me tell you one of my biggest fears, actually doing a New York Revival, right? Or making sure or working to reach the heights that is reaching at this point, and God willing, hopefully it continues to go. But my biggest fear is actually creating this platform to have millions of people watching, and God forbid something happens publicly, and I get to read the comments and I see people going, ha ha, ho 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 ho, at my misery. You know what I mean? So that's one of my biggest fears. You know what I mean? It's just that this thing gets as big, and I'm like, man, how will I handle that? Especially someone that's been through a therapy like myself. You know what I'm saying? So how would it affect me mentally? So I put myself in Waller's shoes, right? And I just go, man, mentally, I already know what past experience he has. Yep. So for him to actually look, I don't know if he does look, but to read some of those comments and not in his shoes, I'm just like, man, people just don't have that sensor anymore. You know what I mean? People don't have self-awareness anymore. You know what I mean? So it's just a shame that he has to go through this publicly and have people go, well, look at his wife. Well, his ex-wife is the Joker, or his wife. Like, come on, man. At the end of the day, it was still his wife. You know what I'm saying? So for anyone to actually do that and just to type that and think that was okay to put that out in the public, man, there's not an athlete in the world that he could have dropped 100 passes. There's not enough in the world to make me go to that line and be like, yo, man, look at his wife and ha and laugh at him. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not about that. Yeah,
it's not about that. This is personal. You know, I mean, sports world, you guys have a blast. He's a drop-a-litis. He drops a fall. He fumbles. He's just have a blast. But when you start doing that stuff as far as bringing in his personal life, that's kind of an edge I would not walk along. You get what I'm saying? So
it's smart.
I would tell people, man, just be mindful. You don't know what he's going through as far as mentally. He does have some background in that. You know what I mean? Instead of commenting and trying to be the first one to get a like there, just kind of sit back and be like, yo, man, I pray for you. You know what I mean? That's the best situation you guys can, or the best thing you guys can do for him.
I'm still living and learning, even at 39 years old, man. Like you never want to make light of a situation like that if you don't know the details. And I didn't know the details, and I maybe insinuate some stuff. So it's just there's always that fine line. And again, I hope this man is going to be in a better place soon. If he steps away from football, I hope he finds a better place. And
peace,
either
man.
way, yeah,
peace.
mental
peace
and mental peace, man.
Peace,
that's
man.
really what.
That's what we strive for. We just got millions of dollars.
Let's turn the vibes a little bit here. We like to touch on everything, but whenever there's any doubt about the vibes of the show, we go with Tuto. Tuto, my man. Tuto. Massive salutes and respects to the MYR fam and crew, aka Blue Jersey, aka Red Jersey, Mr. Glass, and please slap all them stinky boy losers, including Saquon Greetings to the UK. This man,
Let's go.
he's a world traveler. He's in Italy, UK, the best. Tuto, we love you, man. And one more person that we have not heard from in a long time, Scoobs.
Scoobs, we love you. Scoobs.
We love you. I hope you're doing well. We are with you along your journey, man. I hope you're doing okay. Thank you for coming through, and thank you for the super chat. One of our favorite people. We saw Scooby at training camp last year, and we hope to see you at training camp this year and other games too, because she's the best. And I think
she saved us some seats, man.
Yeah, I think she's a new Ranger fan too. So Scooby, get along for the ride. Hopefully, it's gonna be a long one, and we appreciate you for being along with us, man. She's the best.
Thank you, Scoops, man.
She's the best.
For real. I'll tell you this, man. We're at
let's round it out here. Let's round it out,
man, because we have 50 minutes, and I don't know if it's third period yet.
I got fucking bigger things to do here.
Yeah, man, we got to watch the rest of this freaking game.
Not that I listen. I love hanging out with my Revival fam here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just it's an important time. It's an important time.
Oh yeah, so guys, before we get out of here, forgive me, man. Before we get out of here this Thursday, we are going live from a private draft party location, man, out in whatever about. All right.
Don't tell them. You can't tell them.
We can't tell them. We can't tell them. We're gonna have a couple people, everybody there, man. There's gonna be some surprise guests and etc. We're gonna have some call-ins as well. So we're gonna have a good time, man. So for sure, guys, if you can, is come and join us, man. Have a beer, man. Have a good time. We get to watch the number 6 overall. We get to react. So we're gonna start
maybe number 6. Could be earlier. We don't know. There's been rumors today. There's been rumors today. I don't know if you want to believe them. If you don't want to believe them, there's rumors. I know. E, I know where your head's at. You're still a little skeptical about any moves. But there's smoke. There's a lot of smoke, and it's starting to be a lot of smoke. It seems like, if I had to guess, not had to guess. If I'm reading the tea leaves right, it seems like it's May. It seems like the Giants want May. That's their crush. That's who they want.
I think
they have enough to get him is going to be the key. And how much does New England love him? Those are the two keys here, because we're in a perfect position to trade. Like if New England wants to trade back, we seem like the perfect target, because you move back to 6, they could still get any wide receiver they wanted. They could still maybe get JJ McCarthy, they could still get one of the best tackles, whatever they decide. But at the very least, they come out of this with probably a king's ransom, because that's what it's going to take for the Giants to move up to 3. And the way I see it is, and I know that people will have a different view. If you want your quarterback, if you've targeted May, and you know that he is the apple of your eye, there is no limit, in my opinion, to what it takes to get your guy. Because the thought process is, this guy, when you get him, you're going to mold him into a top 5 to top 3 guy, and he's going to win you Super Bowls. And when you look back on when you traded your 3 first-round picks, say, or whatever it is to get him, you're not going to worry about the Joe Blows on the other team, on the Patriots.
As long as you win.
All that matters is what you're doing here. If you developed him to the guy you wanted, that's all that fucking matters. You think us Giants fans care about Sean Merriman and Nate Keating and everybody else that the Chargers did with our draft picks? No.
Nope.
I don't know. I didn't think about it for a fucking second. Right. So if May's your guy, go get him, man. Go get him.
You know what? I totally agree, Smee. I'm listen, let me make this clear. I am hoping we have a quarterback. I'm hoping. But I'm going by, before what was his name? The new Carpenter guy. Before
Pretty
Ricky was coming out. I got some things too. You know what I mean? And for what I know, they love Daniel Jones. However, where there's smoke, there's fire, right, people? So let's see, man. I'm hoping, and I believe it was Art Stapleton. To forgive me if I brother Art, if it wasn't you, but I believe Art Stapleton was like, hey, man, when Ernie Accorsi was trying to look to shop to get the number 1 overall, he was like, hey, listen, man, I think it happened 7 minutes before I think they picked.
Well, that's
for that deal to come out. So, with that being said, anything can happen, especially the night of the draft, especially.
But let's talk. Can we talk about Ernie Accorsi real quick?
Yeah,
his whole GM tenure was capped off and kind of like signatured by Eli Manning. That was his defining moment. And he had the balls to pick Phillip Rivers, knowing not knowing that the trade was going to happen yet, but knowing that the Chargers wanted Phillip Rivers, and he's like, you know what? This is have to do to get Eli, and I'm going to do it. And it takes a risk. Scared money don't make money, and you got to fucking take a risk if you want to get to where you need to go. And listen, if we come out of this with Neighbors or Dunze or somebody else, fine. I'm not going to cry like a lot of other people are going to cry. I know on draft night, but man, if you really love May, go get him. Go give him the Godfather offer, man. Give him the Godfather offer if they're going to listen.
He can't refuse.
Can't refuse. Man, I'm looking forward to Thursday though, man. Me and you are going to be in the building together. Knicks are on. Draft night. We don't know what's going to happen. The vibes are going to be high.
I work that next day. I just want to let you know.
Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Really extremely tough. I don't know. I might have to get a bellyache or something. I'm going to this out. But guys, we'll see you guys Thursday. Please, we'll set up a link and have you guys call in and get some live reactions from you guys. It'll be great if you can all join. Again, we'll go from 1 all the way to 6 and kind of wrap up from there. But we're gonna have a great freaking.
Let's say this too: the other New York team also drafted in top 10. New York Jets. I'm thinking just my 2 cents here. They're going to go with a playmaker. They're going to go with Bowers, Dunze, somebody that's going to help Rodgers. Because what they should do is draft a lineman if they're being smart, thinking long term. Yeah. But when you got a guy like Rodgers on the final year of his contract and it's win or else, it's go time, man. It's go time, and you got to get him somebody that's going to win, make him happy, and make that offense dynamic. And I think that's the way they're going to go. They might trade up for a Dunze though. Imagine that offense. Garrett Wilson, Odunze, Breece Hall, and Rodgers.
Well, think about it. If the Giants want to trade down,
it's a potential. The Jets are a potential. I don't want to go that far. I hope they don't. But
get a couple picks. You fill up the roster.
Here's the thing. That's the thing, man. We don't know what they're going to do. There's Diana Rossini today. He's like, well, if they don't get May, they look for the Giants to trade back because they want to recoup picks.
I've said that. I think I predicted that the first few podcasts. I was like, listen, I wouldn't be shocked if they trade back if they can't get any of the guys that they're looking for, especially the quarterback. Now, listen, the wide receivers on the table. Don't get me wrong, but at this point, when you go, hey, it's a pretty deep draft. Listen, Marvin Harrison Jr. and my guy Neighbors, they're elite to me. 1A, 1B.
Neighbors.
Exactly. But can you go backwards to get in a Dunze, or can you go backwards and get one of these wide receivers that's going to come in and actually help this team as well? Because it's a stacked wide receiver class. It really is. You know what I mean? So you could go get a couple more picks
into the second round.
And you can trade back, get that 10 or that extra second round, and go do what you got to do. Or if you really like a guy, you can trade right back up into the first round, or get a Penix if you want a developmental type of guy. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that can happen. I can see every scenario happen, man. I'm just
wait, man. I just need to. We're here. We're finally here.
Just
no more fucking rumors after Thursday. We are finally here.
Hey, Jones clans. Relax, please. For the love of God, you guys don't listen to facts at all.
We gotta chill with that, man. Y'all
gotta chill. Y'all gotta relax.
Either way, here's the thing. Either way, we're coming out of this draft with a franchise-altering player, be it Neighbors, Odunze, May, McCarthy, MHJ, whoever it is. I don't, maybe Joe Alt. I don't know. I'm not going to count out anything. I'm going to puke a little bit inside, but let's not talk about that.
Either way, we're getting a game-changing type of guy.
But even though, he could be a stud. Imagine locking up the right side. I don't even want to talk about it.
You know what? But let's talk about it all on Thursday, because we got to watch this third period and get the hell out of here.
All right.
Shout out to the 351 people that is watching New York Revival right now. We do appreciate all the support. Everyone in the chat, please hit that thumbs up. Please. It helps with the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe as well, guys. And, of course, on behalf of my brother, man, Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets. Spee if you nasty now.
Let's go Rangers, baby. Let's go.
And of course, my brother El Jefe, who could not be here today, he's on vacation, chilling in the tropics somewhere. And it's your boy Eli Rax, aka Vibes. We see you guys on the next one. Peace and blessings. Shout out to the Revivalists.
Eli Rax, El Jefe, Mr. Glass Half Full, the Revival.